Greetings one and all, and welcome to my retelling of the birth of Jesus. This story has many names: the nativity, the Christmas story, the splendid conception of our Saviour, the King of Kings. However, for this video, this story shall be called Balthazar's Brain-Blowingly Brilliant Day Out. Let's begin. Once upon a time, there was a virgin called Mary who was engaged to a chill dude named Joseph. One day, whilst Mary was knitting or something, an angel called Gabriel appeared and said, "Hey Mary, 'cause you're a virgin, God has decided that you'll give birth to his son." And Mary was like, "What?" And Gabriel was like, "Yes!" And pow! Mary was preggers. Now this didn't exactly please Joseph, or anyone else, because Mary being unmarried and pregnant meant that either it was Joseph's baby, which was bad, or someone else's, which was worse. Because Joseph was a chill dude, he decided to break with Mary quietly, but then Gabriel appeared to him in a dream and said, "Dude, relax, it's God's baby." And Joseph was like, "What?" And Gabriel was like, "Yes!" And so all was resolved. Meanwhile, there was a Caesar called Augustus, or as I like to call him, Gusty, who liked counting things. So one day, he decided to count every single person in the Roman Empire, and ordered everyone to return to their hometown. So Joseph went to Bethlehem with Mary for some reason, but unfortunately he forgot to book a hotel, so when they got there, there was no room. Not one. In an entire town, there was not one bed available. Just saying. Luckily, the last innkeeper they tried said, "Hey, I've got no room, but I do have a stable out back. It's full of animals and poop, but it's the best I've got." And Joseph was like, "Well, we're desperate, so might as well." So Mary and Joseph went to the stable. Now, because this is a family show, kiddies, I can't show you the details of what actually happened. So instead, I've used some pictures of squirrels to give you the rough idea. And lo, the Son of God was born, and a big old star shone in the sky to announce it. Now, you'd think that's where the story would end. And it should, but there's more. Whilst all this birthing was going on, some shepherds were watching some sheep in some fields. Suddenly, some angels appeared out of nowhere, and the shepherds were all petrified. Now, I want to clarify something here, because when most people think of angels, they think of golden-haired goddesses floating around in bed sheets, when actually, they look like this. So, yeah, it's no wonder that the first thing the angels say when they appear is, "Don't be afraid." Anyway, back to the story. The angel said, "Hey, guys, the Son of God has been born, and you stinky dudes get to be the first people to meet him. Head for the star, you can't miss it." And the shepherds were like, "What?" And the angels were like, "Yes!" And then poof, they were gone. Now, I'm a country boy, and I know that farmers, especially the young ones, have about one brain cell for their entire family. And this inherited lack of intelligence is explained in this very story, because these shepherds decide that the suitable gift for a baby is a newborn lamb. So after the shepherds had separated the lamb from its mother, they went and found Jesus just as the angels told them. And they're like, "Hey, is this the Son of God?" "Yep." "Oh, cool. Well, we were told to come see him. Here's a gift for the little guy." "Oh, great. Another animal to add to the stable. Thanks so much." Anyway, the shepherds went off into the night, telling everyone the good news, and no one asked them where Jesus was, or was even slightly curious as to what they were talking about to actually follow the giant star in the sky. Also, their sheep were probably dead, because they were left completely alone. But now, fair audience, we finally reached the main character of my retelling, Balthazar the Magi, and also his two friends, Casper the Friendly Ghost and Mel. See, they had been looking at graphs and stuff and figured out what was happening, so they asked King Herod if they could go see the baby Jesus. And Herod was like, "Sure, guys, why not? Go worship someone else instead of me, the king. Hey, whilst you're at it, could you let me know where he is so I can worship him too?" "Tenfold, boss man, we are so glad you're on board." So off went Baal, Cass and Mel into the desert, following the big star in the east. Now, tradition states there were 3 wise men, but the truth is we don't actually know how many there were. There were 3 gifts, and the Bible uses the plural noun men, so there are at least 2, but some experts in whatever this field of study is, I don't know, I'm guessing numbers, probably. Estimating! Oh yeah, thanks future me, you're welcome. Anyway, these experts say that 3 men couldn't have possibly crossed the desert by themselves, and that they would have at least had a servant on another camel with food, water and shelter, etc. But that's just what some experts think, and I say experts because they're actually trying to apply logic to this story. I mean, an angel bursting out of nothing and spiritually impregnating a woman with the son of a celestial being? Yeah, that's reasonable. But 3 men crossing the desert alone? Impossible! Time to wrap this story up, though. The wise men make it to Bethlehem and also give Jesus some weird gifts. And for those thinking I'm being disrespectful, let me put it to you this way. In present-day terms, these wise men gave the baby money, deodorant, and air freshener for when he dies. We don't even know if Mary used the last one. The wise men leave, but an angel appears to them in a dream and says, "Hey, don't go home the same way you came, because Herod wants to kill the baby. Oh, and also don't tell Herod about the baby. In fact, you know what? Just stay away from Herod in general." And the wise men were like, "What?" And the angels were like, "Yes!" So the Magi followed their instructions and went home the different way. And that, kiddies, is where our story ends. But why do we celebrate it on the 25th? I don't know. It's not Jesus' birthday. Why didn't the Magi bump into the shepherds on the way there? Probably because they arrived a few weeks later. Mary and Joseph were still in the stable for a month after Jesus was born? Nah, they actually had a flat by that point. Why didn't they go home? I don't know, okay? Enough questions. Where do babies come from? I said the end!